Season-long race for the FedEx Cup, presented by 2K Sports and the PGA Tour. We've got final round coverage coming your way right now. Hello everyone, I'm Luke Elvey, alongside in the booth is Rich Beam. It's great to have your company on 2K Sports. Following all the action out on the course is Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. Let's get out to the action. Oh, this is a super week on the calendar. Always circle this one in my diary. I'm thrilled you could be with us as well. We're going down to the first hole now. Before we get into today's action, I'm getting some word that there's a rivalry brewing between Will Zalatoris and our featured player. Penny, surely that can't be right.
Luke, you have heard correctly. There have been texts, phone calls, many exchanges in the lead up to this matchup between the featured player and Will Zalatoris. Things are getting pretty tense down here. It's going to be interesting to see how things play out today.
Cheers, Henny. I appreciate the insight. I'll be interested to see how our featured player fares against the likes of William Zalatoris. A good look at a birdie here. And down it goes. Let's head to the next.
Oh, and look at that birdie at the first. 18 under par today, still in play.
Currently 1 under for the event. Rich, if you missed a birdie opportunity at the first, you've certainly got one here at the second.
Yeah, it's par 5. It's pretty much just straight away. You got to avoid those bunkers down the left-hand side. For those players laying up, you got to lay it up shy of the big bunker down the right-hand side. This green sits ever so slightly above the fairway, and again, they're just not that big of targets. It really is a cool golf course designed by Pete Dye.
Ooh, looks like it's sailing left here.
Always nice when you can just go ahead and tap one in for birdie. And she's moving up the leaderboard after that hole. The third hole is a long par 3 measuring 230 yards.
Be careful of the wind here. You can't always feel it as those trees on the left sometimes block it out. Missing it right is an obvious no-no, but missing it left is no guaranteed of an up and down either. The green slopes away pretty severely over there.
Opting for the 5-iron.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Well struck. Just 9 feet remaining to the hole. All right, John, you've been reading them well all day. Take us through this putt.
And this one going left to right there, Luke.
Ooh. Putting for bogey. Down she goes. Let's head to the next. Unfortunately, she dropped a bit there in the standings. TPC Louisiana might be known as a birdie fest. However, you're going to find plenty of challenges, including the par 4 fourth.
How can bunkers that are so minuscule be so agonizing? That's exactly what these are down the left-hand side of the 4th hole. You avoid those and get a good look at the green for your second shot that gently works away from the player.
This one's heading left, I think. Found the green side rough. Still, not a bad spot. And down it goes. Oh, here she goes, marching up the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, look at those hands. What a chip shot.
She finds herself with a share of the lead.
Gotta like it, moving up the leaderboard, never a bad thing.
Rich, the fifth is a shortish par 4 by today's standards, but still enough there to mess with your ball.
Players want to move the tee shot from right to left on this hole because there's some trees on the tee box that'll kind of force you that direction, so driver may not be the play. The second shot, however, that's where it gets interesting. This green absolutely belongs in a skate park. This has more humps and bumps and wobbles in it. It is a very cool design.
A lovely play. She's on the dance floor. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
As it stands, he's 2 back of his rival.
This one might need to curl a long way back from the left. Oh, that's an outstanding putt to hole.
Yeah, that is not what you want to come up against mid-round, mid-rivalry. That was mean.
Okay, Henny, what's she looking at with this putt?
If she holds this, she'll add 20 feet to her collection.
That came off the blade pretty nicely. Come on. Oh, so close. Well judged. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. The 6 is a tremendous par 4. Plenty of golf hole, this one.
Water all the way down the left-hand side, so that's going to shove your tee shot out to the right, which make that second shot so much longer. Not much to the screen. It's fairly flat, but finding it in 2, well, that's a tall order. That is right down the sprinkler line.
This is her second shot. Currently tied for the lead. She knew that wasn't going to be super tight, but she'll take it nevertheless, especially with a couple of putts from there. John, have you got a read on this one?
This putt's going to go up the hill and to the right.
Well, she started this out on a promising line. This is going right at the hole. Oh, it's in the hole. Beautiful. And she leads by a single shot here. The 7th provides a great opportunity if you can get a good driveway. This par 5's a lovely hole.
There are 2 menacing bunkers on this hole. The far one, the one right in the middle of the fairway, it looks like a zit from the back tee box. That is not the place to be.
That's a heavy lie this player has drawn. Oh, I love this type of courage, Rich. Going forward in 2.
Absolutely love watching a player be bold and be rewarded for it.
Okay.
Looking to get it really close.
Oh, what a great roll. Just a short putt remaining here. She gets that one to go down, and she's extending her lead. And that will take her to 5 under. The 8th is a short par 4, Rich, and modern players are starting to try to drive this green.
They are, although I don't quite see it that way. It's such an easy second shot if you just lay it up short of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. You're not going to have much more than a flip sand wedge, gap wedge maybe, to a green that once again has a lot of movement to it.
That one's right out of the top drawer.
This shot now being played from the fairway bunker. Going with the 9-iron, I think. Oh, these are good for the momentum, these ones. Right on 8 feet.
She's staring a birdie straight in the eye here.
That's a good sign of a player's character, Rich. Still managed to make something out of the hole.
That's what I'm talking about. Nicely done. Up and down for the birdie out of the bunker.
Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage. The front 9 finishes in a unique style, a par 3 of 210 yards length.
This is actually a par 3 on the card, but most players look at it as a par 4 because there is nothing simple about this hole. If you bail out to the right, you're going to fall off into a low area where it's nearly impossible to chip it up close without taking a risk. So most players are just resigned to making 4 and moving on.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. Oh, that one's straight at the pipe. This one's for birdie.
There is a significant amount of right to left on this putt.
And mark it down. That's birdie number 7 on the scorecard. And that will take her to 6 under. The back 9 begins with a shortish par 4, Rich. A chance to make a birdie out of the gate.
Yes, it is. Drives want to be favored down the left-hand side as there's some nasty bunkers over there on the right. This green is a dippity-do, I would say. It starts off high, low in the middle, and comes up high in the end.
Yep, that'll work. That's fine.
She's standing over her second shot. Well, a little off the target with that one. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's 4th on the leaderboard.
This is
Oh my, how about that for a par?
That's just what he does. This is why you can never get too confident against this player.
Sitting at 6 under. Wow, that almost went in the hole. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. And she's maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. par 5 11th, very gettable if, Rich, you can avoid that monster tree about 100 yards out.
Exactly. Tee shots, once again, you're threading it between a couple of bunkers, but the second shot, there's a tree about 75 yards short of this green, and you've got to figure out a way around it. Do you draw it around it? Do you hit a fade around it? What do you do? No easy task for any of these players. Green sits above the player just a little bit, and again, has a lot of movement on it.
Will Zalatoris is someone that everyone attached themselves to very quickly. He made that explosive start to his professional career. He's already ridden some serious back injury issues, but he shows a lot of heart and character, doesn't he? Because he's fought back very quickly.
He has. He's one of those players that he's silly talented, isn't he? The ball striking is absolutely amazing. You know, we've talked a little bit about his putting a little bit, but he gets past all of that, doesn't he? He just gets the job done time and time again. And I think that's what's going to be his legacy, is that he's out there. He's going to be a grinder. He's not going to go anywhere. You know, when you go head-to-head, you're going to have your hands full. He's just one of these all-around really solid players in the game. And I love the way he goes about his business.
Oh, what a putt. And that will move her to 7 under. That's a good view from where she's standing on top of this leaderboard. Well, the 12th is certainly one of the stronger holes on the back nine. This par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
You want to try and hug the left-hand side as best you can to shorten up the hole as much as you can, but still avoid that bunker if at all possible. Second shot, the green up there sits a little bit caddy corner to the players, so working the golf ball in there for left to right for your second shot would be the play. Looks like this one might be in the bunker.
Henny, I'm sure you've got a better look of that lie.
She's going to love this one, guys. Watch for the spin here. This is sitting pretty.
Going with the 3-iron. That's right out of the copybooks. Exquisite.
And this one for back-to-back birdies.
That will work. On a roll here with back-to-back birdies. That's a momentum maker, isn't it?
Back-to-back birdies, move in the right direction there, Luke.
And that will take her to 8 under. Rich, the 13th is a short par 4, but a really good one, depending on how much you want to take off.
There's really no real reason to go right at the green, Luke, with a tee shot, even if you have the power to get there, because you just can't stop it on the green. If anything, you want to hit it out to the right, where your next shot is going straight up the green. This is a very flat green, but is perched well above the fairway. It's a wonderful birdie opportunity.
Good shot there, Beamer. Yeah, tidy looking shot, that one. An opportunity for a birdie here. She should be impressed with that. That's another putt that'll build on her advantage. Our current leader is up by a whopping 7 shots now. Well, for all the opportunities 13 provides you, you don't get too many here at the par 3 14th. It's a beast.
As easy of a birdie opportunity as the 13th was, 14, yeah, not so much here. Even though the green is quite large in size, it's difficult to hit with a long iron.
Looks to be going with the 5-iron.
This one's right of the green.
This would be a great up and down. Didn't that look good for a long time? Well, I hope she makes this one because it's for par. Henny, what's she facing with this putt?
She's looking at just over 12 foot here.
And in it goes for the par. And she remains in first place after that one. The 15th is certainly no cakewalk either. A par 4 measuring just under 500 yards.
This is the time where you need to have the best drive of the day. Take it out to the right, avoid the bunkers down the left-hand side. In the green, once again, it's got some movement into high spot in the front, a low area, and then a high area in the back. When the pin's all the way back, good luck making 4.
Oh, that's outstanding. Another great shot by our leader.
Wow, was that a massive drive there. Holy cow.
Well, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
The rival is ahead of him. He needs to get something together here.
Well, that one's come off the blade with intent. Will it go in? Okay, let's get back to the action. This putt to get to 10 under par. Henny, take us through this putt. What's she facing?
I've given it a good look. I see this one going left at the hole.
This looks good. And with that putt hold now double digits under par. What a great lead with a handful of holes remaining, Rich.
What a great feeling that must be. Seemingly an insurmountable lead for this player with just 4 to play.
Leading by a whopping 7 shots after that one. Rich, just 3 holes to go here at TPC Louisiana, and what a finish it is. A great short 4 at 16.
Luke, this is something special here. You can go for it if you want, but you better be mindful of that water up and around the green. Just lay it up out to the left, and you shouldn't have anything more than a pitching wedge to this minuscule green. Oh, just absolutely abused the golf ball there with that shot.
Well, that's right out of the top drawer. A great shot from our leader.
Man, people usually don't go that far on vacation. What a drive.
Time for a little bit of focus here. This is a lengthy putt.
Short game has been especially sharp today, Luke. Very impressive.
That's very well judged. Inside the range.
She'll take it. Big breaking putt, not easy to read. This is going to be an easy par, though.
The putt drops, and we're moving on. Sitting at 10 under par for the event. The par 3 17th requires a really strong tee shot, doesn't it, Rich?
That it does. Again, a very difficult par 3 with water all the way down the left-hand side. Just bail out to the right as best you can and rely on your short game to make that par.
Any bounce to the left here would be helpful. This is a lengthy putt here. John, have you got a read on this one? What's it going to do?
This one's going to go pretty hard to the left.
Well, that looked like a confident stroke.
All right, getting better.
Oh, that's a great looking putt. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Okay, he's behind in this rivalry. Let's see what he can produce.
Let's catch up with the current proceedings. And that should secure the par on this one. Okay, holding steady on the leaderboard after that hole. The finishing hole at TPC Louisiana, in my opinion, Rich, is a great one because, again, you can have anything from eagles all the way through to bogeys and worse.
Just avoid those little pot bunkers down the left-hand side, and you might be able to give it a whirl in two. However, you got to be careful to, A, not miss it right, obviously, but even going too far left, you can really get an uncomfortable pitch shot from a low area left of the green.
Not quite sure about the strike on that one. This could be heading towards the rough. And just in the first cut here. She has this to finish her round with the clubhouse lead. She's played nicely, making that putt to grab the clubhouse lead. Good golf all round. However, here comes the nervous wait as the rest of the field finishes up. But Henny, that was some impressive play. To take down a rival of that caliber and to win the event, what a performance.
Oh, absolutely. They silenced the giant today. They got the job done against the odds. We shouldn't ever have doubted them. There was some spectacular golf out there, and it was a pleasure to watch.
Well, on behalf of myself, Luke Elby, and Rich B, thanks for tuning in. Catch you tomorrow.